So the table of contents first is number one, section one is some home buying motivations. And the reason why I put the motivations in here is that there's a frequently asked questions that, like we talked about, some of the media hype, the media mania that's really causing a lot of people to have fear when it comes to owning real estate. I talk about the Great American Dream in Chapter 1. In Chapter 2, we talk about home buying, reasons why you'd want to own a home. Chapter 3, I talk about my rich dad, poor dad story, a true story about my rich dad, who's my father-in-law, and my poor dad, who went to go see the Lord a couple of years ago. And I'm going to talk about the difference between the two, similar to the Robert Kiyosaki story. Number 4 is building a team of trusted advisors. And that's really important because real estate is all about trust, and it's something that we've lost over the last few years, is trust in the industry and trust in the people that are in the industry. We've lost trust in the mortgage industry, but there are still good trusted advisors out there, and we can't just throw everybody out with the bathwater because real estate in the long term is always going to be a good investment. All right, so the Chapter 5 is the meat of the book. So if you don't read anything else but Section 2, Chapter 5, that would be the section of the book if you're going to buy a home to read, because it's the 10 steps to the home buying process, one by one. And I have a lot of clients I give this book to, and they read it, and they're so excited about, wow, I went through the steps, we're on step 1, now we're on step 3, now we're on step 4. And the reason why the book works so good is because, and why I use it as a tool, is because when I have an educated home buyer, I have somebody who knows what the next step is going to be and knows the right questions to ask, and I can answer all those questions. And what it does is it really takes the mystery out of it. There is so much, there's 180 pages, there's so much to learn about buying a home that this is why. So start with, if you're not going to read any other chapter, read Chapter 5. Then we have Section 3, which is real estate insider secrets. We're all about revealing what's true and what's not true, okay? And real estate, in the real estate industry, I think we're the 3rd least trusted industry in the market. I think it's politicians, used car salesmen, and then real estate agents. Least trusted, because the problem is because they're perceived to be salespeople to make a sale. What you don't want to be looking for is not salespeople, but consultants, okay? And that's why I drive up here. It took me an hour to get here. I don't mind doing that, and I don't mind being your consultant driving here to get here for an hour, because you know what? If you're going to a specialist or a CPA that knows exactly, or you're going to drive to wherever, to meet these people, to talk with the people that are the specialists in the industry. So like I said, I don't mind coming up and working with you through the whole home buying process. Okay. Chapter 6 is credit report secrets revealed. I'm going to teach people that there are certain things that you need to do with your credit report, and there are certain things that you don't want to do with your credit report. And some of the things that you thought might be right to do with your credit report is going to mess your credit score up. Some of the things that you may have thought were wrong to do with a credit report could actually help you. So we'll go over into some of those details about how to get the scores up. The 2 biggest hurdles for home buying, first-time home buying especially, is cash and credit. A lot of that's solved by the VA. Does anybody a veteran in here or have VA eligibility? Okay. So a lot of that's solved by the VA. You can go in 0 down, 0 total move-in. And then also with the FHA, which means if you're not a veteran, you can go Federal Housing Administration, which allows you to get in for 3.5%. Okay? So, but the credit scores, credit has changed, and the way they do credit, and they don't want you to figure out credit, because if everybody figured out how to get their credit scores up, then the credit model wouldn't work. But in this book, I spent hours with people in the credit industry, because I think that it's important that people don't get discouraged just because they've been told no because their credit score was at a particular spot. All right, next is home loan secrets. Most people are going to get a home loan. I was a mortgage company owner for 5-7 years. I was a president of a real estate mortgage company, so I know the ins and outs. And really, the mortgage industry has completely changed since I was the president of a mortgage company, but I still know it. Chapter 9 is a chapter on foreclosures, short sales, and REOs. And we're going to talk a little bit about what is realistic with those, what we call distressed properties. And then chapter 10 is just a recap of the 160 secrets that I reveal throughout the entire book. All right. So I'm going to jump over to chapter 1. Actually, introduction.